Dr. Eli Karam in the studio with me. We were carrying on a lively conversation earlier about football season, politics, all kinds of things that can put a wedge in your relationship, right, Eli?
That's right, Terry. You know what else can put a wedge in your relationship?
What's that?
Twitter.
Well, I told people we were going to talk about this today. Twitter has become the ultimate phenomenon. At first, when I heard about Twitter years ago, I thought, 140 characters, seriously, is that going to be that much of make much of a footprint? Because on Facebook, you can just throw it all out there. There's shovels full of this, that, or whatever. And then Twitter with these little snack bites of information.
Yeah.
You know.
So, in general, you're right. Twitter, a great technology in the fact that it can bring a lot of information to a lot of people with the click of, or on your phone really quickly. But is it good for relationships? There's a study that came out last year, just came across my desk from OkCupid, which is a large dating site. So what they did was they mapped out the responses to their over 850,000 users, ages 18 to 50. And they divided into people who use Twitter all the time, Terry, which they defined as at least once a day, or those more sporadic Twitter users. And the people that used it every day, when they polled them about their romantic relationships, those relationships were statistically significantly shorter, about 5 to 10%. So people that overdo Twitter don't do as well in relationships. So let's put our critical thinking caps on. How do we explain that? How do we make sense of that? And I think it's a lot of times modern technology is great, but a lot of people will tell you it's undermining true intimacy in the sense that you don't have to talk to someone face to face anymore. You tweet your knowledge. When you should be having a face to face conversation, you're doing it by some electronic means. And people, losing their ability to communicate directly. And a lot of times when they're on Twitter, it becomes their focus. They're following people. They're getting people to follow them, and they're not focusing on their partner. So there's good ways to use Twitter and probably not so good ways when you're in a relationship. Now,
those people on Twitter who are following you, they're not really supportive of you. They're just people that are just hanging on.
Well, you got a lot more followers than I do. So I mean, do you get a mix of good and bad when you read that? Do you find yourself getting emotionally reactive?
I use it as a news site. Right. I find news, but if my wife's having a conversation with me, I'm not looking at my phone to read Twitter.
Right.
I'm not an idiot.
Right. But a lot of people will tweet inappropriate things about other people or their relationships. And you know how we used to have the drunk dial? You'll see a lot of drunken tweets or tweets in the middle of the night from celebrities or people that should probably be, using more discretion. So it can get you into trouble, but anything in moderation. So if you're spending too much time on any technology, you're probably not focusing enough on your partner. And
look into her eyes or his eyes and stop looking at your smartphone.
That's right.
Eli, right. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Terry.
I didn't hear a word you said. I was tweeting the whole time.
Dr. Eli Live is the handle.
That's your Twitter handle. Is it DR for doctor?
You got to spell it out. DOCTOR.
Oh, you made it difficult.
Well, they already had
These idiot teenagers can't spell anything anymore. Doctor, don't help me. DOKTUR, doctor. Close enough. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
EliKaram.com's his website, KARAM. Coming next, the Louisville Orchestra has come back to life.